What does anti-lock braking system (ABS) do? A. ABS deploys the airbags during a collision. B. ABS displays the name of the radio station playing on the car radio. C. ABS locks the brakes to prevent skidding during harsh braking. D. ABS prevents the wheels from locking under harsh braking conditions. Correct answer, D. ABS prevents the wheels from locking under harsh braking conditions. Explanation: Anti-lock braking system (ABS) is a type of braking system found in most modern cars. It comes into play automatically when the driver brakes harshly. In the wet, it can help prevent the wheels from skidding so that, if necessary, the driver can continue to steer while braking. Be aware that ABS does not reduce the braking distance. What should the driver do in this situation? A. The driver is not allowed to turn right. B. The driver may turn right. C. The driver must allow the orange car to cross. D. The driver must turn left. Correct answer, B. The driver may turn right. Explanation: you may turn right if there's no oncoming traffic, but you should also be aware that there might be traffic emerging from the minor roads. What is the correct action to take in this situation? A. Continue to drive at the same speed. B. Drive closer to the left-hand side, near side, and sound the horn. C. Keep a close eye on the children and be prepared to brake in good time. D. Speed up to pass the children quickly. Correct answer, C. Keep a close eye on the children and be prepared to brake in good time. Explanation: because it is difficult to predict children's behavior, you should always be prepared to react to a change in the traffic situation or to stop. What should a driver be aware of in this situation? A. A dangerous right-hand bend ahead. B. A minor road to the left ahead. C. A minor road to the right ahead. D. A sharp dip in the road ahead. Correct answer, A. A dangerous right-hand bend ahead. Explanation: you should always read the road ahead and be prepared to react to changing traffic situations, in this case paying attention to the warning sign clearly indicating a right-hand bend ahead. When driving on this one-way street with vehicles parked on both sides, what should a driver be prepared for? A. A vehicle door may open on either side of the street. B. Oncoming traffic as the driver overtakes the truck. C. The truck may be a left-hand drive vehicle. D. The truck may not have proper markings. Correct answer, A. A vehicle door may open on either side of the street. Explanation: when driving on a one-way street, you should be extra careful and should be prepared to react to a change in the traffic situation. What should a driver do on the approach to this situation? A. Drive on because the oncoming traffic must wait. B. Give way only if you are towing a trailer or caravan. C. Increase speed in order to clear the bridge before the oncoming car. D. Reduce speed and stop if necessary. Correct answer, D. Reduce speed and stop if necessary. Explanation: when road priority is unclear, you might have to yield to oncoming vehicles. Never drive a vehicle into an area that it might not be able to clear where it could cause an obstruction or bottleneck. What should a driver be conscious of in this situation? A. People crossing the street at the rear of the bus. B. The bus driver will always signal before moving off. C. The bus may start to reverse. D. Traffic emerging from the street on the left. Correct answer, A. People crossing the street at the rear of the bus. Explanation: you should always read the road ahead and be prepared to react to the changing traffic situation. In particular, you should be aware that pedestrians might emerge at the rear of the bus. In this situation, you should also look out for pedestrians making their way towards the waiting bus. The silver car is overtaking the parked red car. What should the driver do in this situation? A. Reduce speed considerably and be ready to stop. B. The driver should drive on at the same speed. C. The driver should drive on if he does not hit the ball. D. The driver should move closer to the red car. Correct answer, A. Reduce speed considerably and be ready to stop. Explanation: you should read the road and be extra careful while driving through an area where children might be playing. When a ball bounces out on the road, you should expect that a child might follow to retrieve the ball. If the owner of a vehicle allows a learner driver to drive their vehicle, what is the maximum fine the owner could face? A. €1,000. B. €1,500. C. €2,000. D. €500. Correct answer, A. €1,000. Explanation: a learner driver needs to be aware that driving unaccompanied in a vehicle which they do not own could see the owner facing a fine of up to €1,000 and having the vehicle seized. A driver approaches a Pelican crossing with a flashing amber light showing. There is a pedestrian still on the road. What should the driver do? A. Beckon the pedestrian to move along as quickly as possible. B. Rev the engine to encourage the pedestrian to hurry along. C. Sound the horn as a warning and proceed with care. D. Wait and let the pedestrian cross at their own pace. Correct answer, D. Wait and let the pedestrian cross at their own pace. Explanation: you must yield to pedestrians at a Pelican crossing when the amber light is flashing. When a vehicle is stopped in a tunnel due to congestion, what should a driver do? A. Keep the engine ticking over in a low gear. B. Only give hand signals. C. Switch off the engine. D. Switch on the fog lights. Correct answer, C. Switch off the engine. Explanation: if, when driving a vehicle through a tunnel, you are halted in stationary traffic for any length of time, you should switch off the engine to reduce fumes in the tunnel and conserve fuel. What should a driver do when suddenly confronted by a hazard on the road? A. Apply the handbrake and the foot brake together. B. Decelerate and apply the foot brake firmly. C. Depress clutch and switch off the ignition. D. Slowly brake and switch off the ignition. Correct answer, B. Decelerate and apply the foot brake firmly. Explanation: to stop your vehicle in an emergency, apply the foot brake firmly, and maintain the pressure until the vehicle stops. Depress the clutch pedal just before stopping. Why is it dangerous to allow children to stand in the space between the front seats of a car? A. They could be thrown backward if the brakes are applied suddenly. B. They could be thrown forward if the brakes are applied suddenly. C. They could become ill from the motion of the car. D. They could distract other drivers, thus drawing attention away from the road. Correct answer, B. They could be thrown forward if the brakes are applied suddenly. Explanation: when carrying children in a car or goods vehicle, it is the driver's responsibility to make sure that they are suitably restrained. How are emergency vehicles identified? A. By continuously lit red lights. B. By flashing amber and white lights. C. By flashing green lights. D. By flashing red or blue lights. Correct answer, D. By flashing red or blue lights. Explanation: if you hear or see an emergency vehicle approaching sounding its siren or flashing lights, be extra careful and give way if it is safe to do so. What does blue smoke coming from the vehicle's exhaust generally mean? A. The air filter needs to be replaced. B. The catalytic converter is worn out. C. The engine is burning oil. D. The engine is overheating. Correct answer, C. The engine is burning oil. Explanation: a vehicle can give off blue smoke from the exhaust when it is burning oil. Poor maintenance and worn engines are typical causes. This blue smoke is harmful to the environment and may be costly. Drivers should have the vehicle checked by a competent person. What light should a vehicle show at dusk? A. Daytime running lights, DRLs, only. B. Dipped headlights. C. Fog lights. D. Full headlights. Correct answer, B. Dipped headlights. Explanation: drivers need to see and be seen during all periods of low light levels, for example, at dusk and dawn and in some bad weather conditions. At times of low light, you should turn on dipped headlights. The Road Safety Authority recommends that motorcyclists and drivers turn on their dipped headlights or daytime running lights during daylight hours. How can a driver help the environment? A. By braking harshly. B. By harsh acceleration. C. By increasing speed. D. By reducing speed. Correct answer, D. By reducing speed. Explanation: as a driver you can do less damage to the environment if you drive smoothly and avoid harsh acceleration and braking. Vehicles traveling at 110 km per hour use up to 30% more fuel than those traveling at 80 km per hour. However, you should not drive so slow as to inconvenience other road users. When should a driver use hazard warning lights on a motorway? A. When another vehicle is following too closely. B. When driving on the hard shoulder. C. When the vehicle has broken down. D. When the vehicle is towing a trailer. Correct answer, C. When the vehicle has broken down. Explanation: if your vehicle breaks down on a motorway, drive it to the hard shoulder and switch on the hazard warning lights to warn following traffic. When it is safe to do so, get out of the vehicle and move behind the barrier. Call for assistance from a motorway emergency phone or using a mobile phone, call the Guardeye. What should a driver do if they are behind schedule in reaching a destination at an appointed time? A. Be patient and do not exceed the speed limit so as to arrive safely. B. Drive on smartly and overtake any vehicles preventing progress. C. Exceed the speed limit if necessary to make up the time. D. Use hazard warning lights to encourage other road users to let you pass. Correct answer, A. Be patient and do not exceed the speed limit so as to arrive safely. Explanation: you should always drive at a speed that allows you to stop safely within the distance you can see to be clear. Being late for an appointment is no excuse for exceeding speed limits or for driving at an unsafe speed. Arrive alive. What precautions could a driver take against the risk of fire in their vehicle? A. Avoid driving the vehicle with a full tank of fuel. B. Carry a suitable fire extinguisher in the vehicle. C. Keep all water levels filled to the maximum at all times. D. Use low-octane unleaded petrol in the vehicle. Correct answer, B. Carry a suitable fire extinguisher in the vehicle. Explanation: a strong smell of fuel is usually an indication that something is wrong, and you should stop and investigate as soon as possible. Leaking or spilling petrol can be dangerous because it is so combustible. It is good practice to carry a fire extinguisher in your vehicle so that you can deal with any small fires. At traffic lights, a driver should take particular care for which road users coming up on the left side, near side? A. Cars. B. Motorcyclists. C. Trucks. D. Vans. Correct answer, B. Motorcyclists. Explanation: before moving off at traffic lights, you should be aware of motorcyclists unexpectedly coming up on the left-hand side, near side. When driving on a country road without footpaths, what should a driver expect coming towards them on their side of the road? A. Cyclists. B. Motorcyclists. C. Pedestrians. D. Tractors. Correct answer, C. Pedestrians. Explanation: where there is no footpath, pedestrians are required to walk on the side of the oncoming traffic, and drivers should be aware of this. Pedestrians are vulnerable road users, so drivers should always be aware of their presence, especially on country roads. What traffic may use a contraflow bus lane? A. Buses and motorized wheelchairs only. B. Buses on a scheduled service. C. Buses, taxis and cyclists. D. Buses, taxis and motorcycles. Correct answer, B. Buses on a scheduled service. Explanation: a contraflow bus lane is one that runs in the opposite direction to traffic beside it. Only buses on a scheduled service may use a contraflow bus lane. If a motorist or a motorcyclist is taking medication which may affect their driving, what should they do? A. Drink plenty of water while driving. B. Drive for short distances only. C. Drive slower when under the influence of medication that affects driving. D. Seek medical advice in relation to driving. Correct answer, D. Seek medical advice in relation to driving. Explanation: some medication can affect a driver's ability to drive safely. If you are on medication of any kind, you should ask your doctor or pharmacist to tell you if it is safe to drive while taking it. Read the patient information leaflet supplied with the medication. Where are the blind spots that a driver needs to be aware of when towing a loaded trailer? A. Parts of the road ahead which are blocked by other large vehicles. B. The area to the side and rear of the vehicle and the trailer that the driver cannot see. C. The goods or cargo area on the back of the trailer. D. The view to the front hidden by the sun visor. Correct answer, B. The area to the side and rear of the vehicle and the trailer that the driver cannot see. Explanation: a blind spot is an area that a driver cannot see when looking forward or when looking in the mirrors. You should check your blind spots before changing direction or changing lane. The bigger the vehicle, the bigger the blind spots, and you should keep this in mind if you are driving behind a large vehicle, such as one towing a loaded trailer. In this situation, if you cannot see the towing vehicle's mirror, then the driver of that vehicle cannot see you. What should a driver do if they see horse riders on the road ahead? A. The driver should increase speed and allow extra clearance. B. The driver should reduce speed and sound the horn. C. The driver should reduce speed, allow extra clearance and pass with care. D. The driver should turn on hazard warning lights and continue at normal speed. Correct answer, C. The driver should reduce speed, allow extra clearance and pass with care. Explanation: you should always read the road ahead and be prepared to react to changing traffic situations. If you meet horses or other animals on the road, you should slow down and be prepared to stop. Don't use the horn or do anything that might frighten the animals. You must stop if directed to do so by the person in charge of animals. In order to inform the emergency services of a crash, what telephone number should be called? A. 112. B. 199. C. 555. D. 911. Correct answer, A. 112. Explanation: if a driver arrives at or is involved in a crash, it may be essential to obtain the assistance of the emergency services as a matter of urgency. The common European emergency number is 112, however in Ireland you may also use 999. When dealing with crash victims, remember ABC. What does A stand for? A. Accident. B. Airway. C. Arms. D. Assist. Correct answer, B. Airway. Explanation: in assessing a crash victim's vital signs, the following basic procedure should be used. First, check the victim's airway is clear, then check they are breathing, and then check their circulation, ABC. When a wiper blade fails to clear the windscreen, what should the driver do? A. Apply a light film of oil to both of the wiper blades. B. Bend the wiper arm to apply more pressure on the windscreen. C. Have the wiper blades replaced as soon as possible. D. Switch the wiper control from high speed to low speed repeatedly. Correct answer, C. Have the wiper blades replaced as soon as possible. Explanation: use the windscreen wipers to keep the windscreen clear of rain, spray, snow or fog. Check them regularly to ensure that they are in good working order, and replace them when they become worn, before they become ineffective. What is the immediate effect of a head-on collision between two cars at speed? A. All persons in each vehicle are thrown violently backwards only. B. All persons in each vehicle are thrown violently forward. C. Only front seat belts will activate. D. Only rear seat belts will activate. Correct answer, B. All persons in each vehicle are thrown violently forward. Explanation: in a head-on collision, passengers in both vehicles are propelled forwards, and if they are not wearing seat belts, they may go through the windscreen. It is the driver's responsibility to ensure that all passengers under the age of 17 wear seatbelts. Older passengers are themselves responsible for wearing seatbelts. What effect does towing a loaded trailer have on stopping ability? A. It has no effect on stopping distance. B. It increases the efficiency of the brakes. C. It increases the stopping distance. D. It reduces the stopping distance. Correct answer, C. It increases the stopping distance. Explanation: if you are towing a loaded trailer, you need to be aware that your braking distance could be considerably greater, depending on the weight and size of the trailer. The driver should allow for this by increasing the distance from the vehicle in front. What does a flashing amber arrow pointing left at a traffic light mean? A. A driver may proceed before traffic on the other road. B. A driver may turn left but yield to traffic on the other road. C. A driver must not proceed in this direction. D. The driver must wait until the traffic lights turn green. Correct answer, B. A driver may turn left but yield to traffic on the other road. Explanation: a flashing left amber arrow at a junction means you may proceed left but must give way to pedestrians and traffic already coming through the junction on the other road. What does this road marking mean? A. Taxi set down area. B. Traffic entering a box junction from right and left as the right-of-way unless continuing straight on. C. Traffic entering a box junction may have right-of-way over traffic from both right and left. D. Traffic must not enter unless they can clear the box junction without stopping, or when turning right. Correct answer, D. Traffic must not enter unless they can clear the box junction without stopping, or when turning right. Explanation: you must not enter the yellow box junction unless you can clear it without stopping or unless you are turning right and are prevented from doing so by oncoming traffic. What does this sign mean? A. End of dual carriageway ahead. B. End of obstruction between lanes. C. Road narrows on both sides. D. Traffic merging from both sides. Correct answer, C. Road narrows on both sides. Explanation: this roadworks warning sign tells you that the road narrows on both sides, creating a potential hazard. Be prepared to slow down and drive with extra care. What does this sign mean? A. Animals crossing ahead. B. Attended level crossing ahead. C. Automatic level crossing ahead. D. Unguarded level crossing ahead. Correct answer, C. Automatic level crossing ahead. Explanation: this sign gives advance warning of an automatic level crossing ahead. Drivers should approach with caution and be prepared to slow down or stop as necessary. What does this sign mean? A. Double parking not allowed. B. End of dual carriageway. C. No overtaking. D. No stopping or parking on the right. Correct answer, C. No overtaking. Explanation: this sign tells you that overtaking is prohibited. These signs are usually found in places where overtaking may be dangerous, such as in areas with reduced visibility. What does this sign mean? A. Parking is not allowed. B. Private vehicles parking only. C. Public service vehicles parking only. D. Public service vehicles prohibited. Correct answer, A. Parking is not allowed. Explanation: this sign tells you that parking is prohibited in both directions. Is a driver allowed to use rebated, green, diesel fuel in a car on a public road? A. Green diesel may be used in a car only if the car is a taxis. B. Green diesel may be used in a car only in summer months. C. Green diesel may be used in a car only in winter months. D. Green diesel may never be used in a car. Correct answer, D. Green diesel may never be used in a car. Explanation: if, in its normal use, a vehicle is used on a public road, it must use unmarked, white, diesel, as the appropriate excise duties are included in the purchase price. Drivers can be prosecuted for using green diesel in a vehicle on a public road. What is the minimum insurance cover a driver needs to drive on a public road? A. Comprehensive. B. Personal accident. C. Third party, fire and theft. D. Third party. Correct answer, D. Third party. Explanation: as a motorist, you must have a minimum of third-party insurance. When wanting to stop temporarily in a congested area, where should the driver park? A. Double park in a convenient place with your hazard lights on. B. Park in a safe, legal and convenient place. C. Park on the footpath so as not to impede the free flow of traffic in the road. D. Park slightly up on the footpath with the hazard lights on. Correct answer, B. Park in a safe, legal and convenient place. Explanation: you should park only where it is safe, legal and convenient to do so. Your parked vehicle must not cause a danger or an obstruction to other road users. The use of hazard warning lights does not excuse unsafe or illegal parking.